So, today I wanted to talk to you guys about spiritual development and viewing ourselves as a spiritual being. Now, I'm not talking about a religion here, I'm talking about just understanding that there's more to ourselves than just flesh, than just meat, you know? Um, as you know, or as you probably know, that I do a lot of work in terms of mental illnesses and mental development and all of that. And what I see is the brain functions like a computer. And whatever the person reacts to, that's what the brain creates more of. So that's the thoughts that the person gets more of. And it is like a computer. And then what the person starts to react to the thoughts that they're getting, because the brain is sending more thoughts on the topics that the person reacts to. So a lot of the times my clients ask me a question of, well, who is the real me? Where's the real me? If my brain is sending me these thoughts, where who is it that says yes or no to the thoughts? Like where does the machine end? And me, that's, maybe dislikes the thoughts, that's suffering because of the thoughts, where does the true me begin? you know and I think that when we are getting unwanted thoughts, intrusive thoughts, we can really see that there is a big difference between the brain, the machine that's maybe malfunctioning or not functioning as we want it to function, and then there's the real us, the spiritual us that's suffering because of it, that's understanding these thoughts on a deeper level. Maybe it's too deep because, the brain is just throwing out signals, right? But we're understanding it on a different level. So, you know, I find that there's definitely a part of us that's not attached to the machine that is the mind. Just like the heart is pumping blood, right? That the brain is pumping thoughts, but the reaction to the thoughts is coming from somewhere else. So the brain sends you good thought, you feel good. The brain sends you bad thought, you feel bad. But that choice, how you interpret the thought, it comes from somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? Like, it comes from the real you. I would like to use the term the soul you. And I don't think religion has a lot to do with this. I mean, it's most of, I'm pretty sure all of the religions have the soul component to them, but it's not really about the what religion you partake in, or if you partake in religion or not. But we still should, I believe we still should view ourselves as more than just a bunch of signals being thrown together. Because especially when you start to examine the thoughts and why you're getting the thoughts, and how to make them go away if you dislike them, and working on doing that, you start to see that there's a big difference between what you are doing with the choices that you are making as the soul, and what the brain is sending you as the machine. you know and it's like, because most people, unless they're actually dealing with things that are like intrusive thoughts or things like that they have to work on themselves, they kind of just view it all as one. But when you start to dig into it and you view what the thoughts that are being sent to you as separate from your reaction to them, which is the real you, you start to really see that there's a deeper component to us than just um, a bunch of signals. Just like I said, like the heart is pumping blood. The brain is pumping thoughts. It's there's more to us. And if you start to look at your life from that level, that I am a spiritual being, I am, getting whatever thoughts or whatever my situation is, but I choose to rise above it. I can rise above it, and I can control them as the spiritual being that I am. You know? So I think a lot of the self-esteem issues that we have comes down to um, not realizing how special that soul component is. And when we start to recognize that within us and see that, you know, I have to do this, this, and this because I want to be the best that I can possibly be. Not in terms of having money, not in terms of having stuff, not in terms of looking your best or whatever, but in terms of developing that soul component to the point where it becomes more evolved, if you would like. And I think that most religions, that's the point of most religions out there, is to develop the soul component, and to be able to differentiate between, whatever signals, triggers that are coming from all parts of the body and all of that, to that special part of us that's, the essence, like the nucleus of the whole thing, and really is the point of the whole thing, the point of the whole life, you know? So I just thought this was a very interesting thing to bring up. I would love to know what you think of it. Please leave me notes in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.